Yeah, right. How are you? Good to see you again. Nice choice. Why This is the 48 hours of Say the two just to
So it'll be Mike and Dan. Yeah. He's a Mike just kidding.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Virginia Military Institute and today's parade. Founded in 1839, the Virginia Military Institute stands as the nation's oldest state-supported military college. VMI alumni have served the Commonwealth and the nation as proud citizen soldiers for 182 years, producing leaders in every walk of life, including engineering, business, medicine, the law, academia, the clergy, but particularly as officers in each of the armed services of our nation: Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard. VMI alumni have served with honor and distinction in every one of our nation's wars, from the Mexican War through our current operations against terror around the globe. Uniquely, the service of the Corps of Cadets at the Civil War Battle of Newmarket on Sunday, May 15, 1864, marks the only occasion in the history of the nation when an entire student body fought in pitched battle as an integral element of a larger combat force. The Corps proudly displays a battle streamer on the Corps flag to note that event. The Corps honors those who have gone before us by upholding the Institute's time-honored traditions, spirit, and ideals of service to others above self. Today, the Corps comprises approximately 1,700 cadets from 43 states and 8 foreign countries, divided into a regiment of 2 battalions. The Corps is organized into 9 line companies out of India and a regimental band. All cadets live in the same barracks under the same Spartan conditions, wearing the same distinctive and historically significant cadet uniform. Cadets choose from 14 nationally recognized degree-granting curricula in engineering, the social sciences, math, and natural sciences, or the arts and humanities, and their daily lives are marked by a detailed and highly structured environment. In just a moment, the cadet regimental commander will order the band to sound the adjutant's call, which is followed by the Corps of Cadets' traditional battle cry. The adjutant's call is a way for the Corps to announce its readiness and has been used to open parades of American forces. The Corps will then emerge from the arches of barracks to take their place on the parade line.
Detail. Halt. Inward. Pitch. Port. Guidance. Center flash. Post. Guidance. Post.
now taking their position in the parade line is the academic year 2021-2022 regimental staff. The regimental executive officer is Cadet Captain Robert F., an economics business major from Norfolk, Virginia. The regimental S1 adjutant is Cadet Captain Holland Arnold, a chemistry major from Monument, Colorado. The regimental S2 in charge of academics is Cadet Captain Alex Rice, an electrical and computer engineering major from Tampa, Florida. The regimental S3 in charge of operations and training is Cadet Captain Samuel Houchin, an economics business major from Fredericksburg, Virginia. The regimental S4 in charge of supply and logistics is Cadet Captain Bridget Hughes, an international studies major from Thousand Oaks, California. The regimental S5 in charge of public relations is Cadet Lieutenant Brian Rollison, a biology major from Mechanicsville, Virginia. The regimental S6 in charge of athletics is Cadet Captain Jonathan Gray III, an economics business major from Stafford, Virginia. The regimental S7 in charge of morale, welfare, and recreation is Cadet Captain William Welsh, an economics business major from Raleigh, North Carolina. Today's parade is in honor of the class of 2021. The class of 2021 will soon be leaving the Institute and joining the ranks of the Vietnam alumni. We would like to extend a warm welcome to all family members of the class of 2021.
They will march right by us.
The regimental adjutant now orders the Corps to fix bayonets, a long-time tradition at VMI. The regimental adjutant now presents the Corps to the regimental commander, Cadet First Captain Troy E. Smith, a computer science major from Waxhaw, North Carolina.
Bring your battalions to order all! Order! Order!
The regimental commander has now taken charge of the Corps and will drill the Corps in rifle manual. Throughout history, military units have had a form of drill to teach their troops how to handle their weapons. The rifle manual that the Corps uses today is based on the same manual of arms that was taught to the Continental Army in 1778.
Right shoulder! Arms! Hard! Arms! Left shoulder! Arms! Hard! Arms! Order! Arms! First Battalion, all present or accounted for. Second Battalion, all present or accounted for.
The regimental adjutant will now publish the orders of the day. The orders of the day are used to inform the Corps of any pertinent information for the upcoming duty day.
Attention to orders! Our teacher for this evening is Officer in Charge, Colonel Gonzalez. Officer of the day, Cadet Ashwood. Officer of the Guard, Cadet Reed. By order of Colonel Donovan.
Bring your battalions to parade rack. Parade! Run! Parade! Rout!
The regimental commander now directs the regimental band to sound off.
Hey! Sound off!
regimental band and pipe band are composed of over 150 cadet musicians from all 4 classes of the Institute. The band and its component units perform over 100 times annually. The VMI band and pipes proudly serves as VMI's musical ambassadors at parades, ceremonies, and concerts around the nation and abroad.
Battalion, attention! Present! Out! Battalion, attention! Present! Out!
Ladies and gentlemen, the regimental commander now presents the Corps to Major General Cedric T. Wings, VMI class of 1985 and the Institute's 15th superintendent.
Sir, the Corps is formed. Order. Arms. Bring your battalions to order arms. Order. Arms. Order. Arms.
The regimental commander will now bring the colors forward for the change of command and honors to the nation.
Colors. Center. March. March on! March! Colors! Halt! Sir, the colors are present. Present command.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem. It is proper at this time to remove your hats and place your right hand over your heart. Uniformed personnel should render the military salute. Members and veterans of the armed forces not in uniform may also render the same courtesy. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Bring your battalion, order arms, and parade ready. Order! Arms! Parade! Order! Arms!
Ladies and gentlemen, the Superintendent of the Virginia Military Institute, Major General Cedric Wins, will now conduct the regimental change of command ceremony.
Officers! Return! Chambers! Ready! Cut! Officers! Halt!
The Virginia Military Institute's battle flag, used to lead the charge of the Battle of Newmarket, is used here to symbolize the command of the regiments and the battalions. The company guidon symbolizes the command of the companies. The current regimental commander, Cadet First Captain Troy D. Smith, a computer science major from Waxhaw, North Carolina, relinquishes the flag to the superintendent. Each of the battalion and company commanders relinquish their guidons to the tactical officers. VMI is reorganizing once again into 3 battalions, and the 3rd Battalion flag is unfurled at this time. General Wins and the tactical officers then present their guidons to next year's commanders. Next year's regimental commander is Cadet First Captain Casey G. Meredith, an international studies major from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. The incoming commanders accept the flag, symbolizing acceptance of the leadership of the VMI Corps of Cadets. Cadet First Captain Casey G. Meredith has now assumed leadership of the VMI Corps of Cadets.
Officers! Host!
Ladies and gentlemen, the battalion and company commanders for the academic year 2021-2022 are as follows. First Battalion, Cadet Captain Michael M. Hoffman. Alpha Company, Cadet Captain Grady O. Beasley. Bravo Company, Cadet Captain Zach S. Wright. Charlie Company, Cadet Captain Garrett R. Johnson. Band Company, Cadet Captain Ethan J. Schlussel. Second Battalion, Cadet Captain Max C. Burke. Delta Company, Cadet Captain Mary C. Madison. Echo Company, Cadet Captain Hannah N. Yoder. Foxtrot Company, Cadet Captain Charles J. Jones. Third Battalion, Cadet Captain Ethan K. Hogan. Golf Company, Cadet Captain Sean P. Vonderhaar. Hotel Company, Cadet Captain James L. Williams III. Indian Company, Cadet Captain Brian J. Anderson.
Bring your battalions to attention.
Battalion! Out there! Out!
Colors! Host!
Left, right, left, left, right, left, right. Color. Hold. March. Left, right, left, left, right. Left, right, left, left, left.
Bring your battalions to parade rest.
Alright! Hunt! Alright! Rest!
At this time, the outgoing commander will bring his officers forward, centering them on the commander for one final review and salute.
Class of 2021! Officers! Center! March!
First Battalion, Cadet Captain Jacob Saunders. Alpha Company, Cadet Captain Nathan P. Crew. Bravo Company, Cadet Captain Tyler A. Hagus. Charlie Company, Cadet Captain Emma J. Pratt. Delta Company, Cadet Captain T. Junius Cox. Band Company, Cadet Captain Kevin M. Ray. Second Battalion, Cadet Captain John West. Echo Company, Cadet Captain Leslie G. Peronalina. Foxtrot Company, Cadet Captain Rachel J. Zaglija. Golf Company, Cadet Captain David A. Langlos. Hotel Company, Cadet Captain Adam M. Fodness. India Company, Cadet Captain Harrison K.
March
Smith.
on! March! Officers, halt! Present! Arms!
Ladies and gentlemen, the commanders of the class of 2021.
Orders! Arms! Move! Officers, all out!
Today, a special presentation is being made by the graduating class of 2021. The class is represented by Cadet Dylan Stoltzfus, Class President, Cadet Troy Smith, Regimental Commander, and Cadet Levi Kennedy, Class Agent. Mr. Tom Rashears, Chief Operating Officer of the VMI Alumni Association, will be accepting a check on behalf of the alumni agencies.
Mr. Rashears, everyone in attendance, I want to thank you for coming out here to celebrate the accomplishments of my brother Rats at this time, and specifically to the Alumni Association, I want to thank you for everything you've done for my brother Rats, and especially for everything that you plan on doing in the future. On behalf of the class of 2021, we'd like to present you with a check for a total of $2,021.21.
Just a couple of comments to the class of 2021. First of all, thank you for your contribution as soon-to-be alumni. All right, we're going to be looking for you all to put a couple of zeros behind those numbers. I'm just telling you. But you all have endured a tremendous amount of stress and tough times throughout this year. It's not lost on me, all the things that have been happening, it's rolling around as it's affected this class. But you all have shown a tremendous amount of resiliency. You've shown a tremendous amount of strength and courage, and you have represented VMI and clearly defined to everyone, as I asked you to do back in November, what VMI is and who you are as VMI cadets. So thank you for what you do. I'm looking forward to seeing you all over in Booty Hall at some point. Don't get too big of a hurry, but it will happen. I'm looking forward to handing out diplomas, or not diplomas, but degrees, conferring degrees to each and every one of you all. So thank you for what you do. You have truly led the Corps and set a mark for them to follow. Thank you.
Bring your batons to attention.
Hey, on 10, turn! Battalion, on 10, gun!
Officers! Draw! Sabers!
Pass a review.
Pass! And review!
The regimental commander will now pass the Corps in review. Taking the review with Major General wins are Cadets Dylan Stoltzfus, Class of 2021 Class President, Jordan Ward, representing the Honor Corps, and Troy Smith, 2021 Regimental Commander.
Right! Hey! Right, corner! On!
Commanding the Corps is Cadet First Captain Casey G. Meredith, an International Studies major from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Commanding Band Company is Cadet Captain Ethan Schlussel, a mechanical engineering major from Glen Allen, Virginia. The drum major is Cadet Nicholas Shire, an applied mathematics major from Fort Worth, Texas. The drum major of the pipe band is Cadet Luis Ramirez Vale, a psychology major from McAllen, Texas. The pipe major is Cadet Emily Liska, a Spanish and International Studies double major from Irwin, Pennsylvania. Commanding 1st Battalion is Cadet Captain Michael Hoffman, a History and International Studies double major from Yorktown, Virginia. Commanding Alpha Company is Cadet Captain Brady Beasley, a civil engineering major from Chesapeake, Virginia.
Ready, eyes, right.
Commanding Bravo Company is Cadet Captain Zach Wright, a history major from Broadway, Virginia.
Ready, eyes, right.
Commanding Charlie Company is Cadet Captain Garrett Johnson, an electrical and computer engineering major from York, Pennsylvania. Ladies and gentlemen, as the colors pass your location, please stand and render proper honors. When the colors have passed, you may be seated. Commanding Delta Company is Cadet Captain Mary Madison, a psychology major from Woodbridge, Virginia.
Ready, eyes, right. Ready, eyes.
Commanding the Color Guard is Cadet Regimental Sergeant Major Blake Smith, an economics and business major from Richmond, Virginia. Commanding 2nd Battalion is Cadet Captain Max Burke, a mechanical engineering major from Roanoke, Virginia. Commanding Echo Company is Cadet Captain Hannah Yoder, an English major from Coatesville, Pennsylvania. Commanding Foxtrot Company is Cadet Captain Charles Jones, a history major from Kenilworth, England. Commanding Golf Company is Cadet Captain Sean Vonderhaar, a mechanical engineering major from Milford, Ohio. Commanding Hotel Company is Cadet Captain James Williams III, a psychology major from Lexington, Virginia. Commanding India Company is Cadet Captain Ryan Anderson, an international studies major from Wilbraham, Massachusetts. Commanding next year's 3rd Battalion is Cadet Captain Lincoln Hogan, a biology major from Roanoke, Virginia. Now taking the field is the VMI class of 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the VMI Spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's parade. Please join the class of 2021 in Old Barracks for Old Yells immediately following the parade. On behalf of the Corps of Cadets, thank you for attending. We trust you will enjoy the rest of your visit to the Virginia Military Institute.
Oh,